Hi and welcome. Coach Marc here. I know some of us as we age, some of us guys, we have problems with the knees. I've had a few over the years, but with these exercises, you can make sure you're bulletproof, the muscles around the knees, increasing the stability of the joint, making sure you have less problems today and in future as well. The knee is a complex joint, and they say that there's no such thing as knee problems. It all comes from the hips or the ankles. However, there is plenty we can do all around the knee joint to strengthen and support it to make sure you have less problems, less pain, increased mobility. And if you want to take that strength training to the next level, you want to make sure your knees are strong as well. So we're going to start with some knee circles. This one actually came from my dad. He's a Tai Chi enthusiast, and so he showed me these moves. Tai Chi's been around for thousands of years, and obviously is super beneficial for the body. Feet together, knees together. We start with small circles. We go for 10 each way, not letting your knees pass the toes, first of all. So we do 10 one direction, 10 the other. As you build into it, you can take the range of movement a bit further if you've got no pain and the joints are feeling supple. And remember, 10 each way. And your aim, if you can, ideally is to do 100 knee circles a day, or at least 40 before you do any warming up for activities. The wall sit is one of my worst exercises. It is actually my least favorite exercise, but I do it on a weekly basis because I realize the importance of building the strength around the quads here. So we come into position. We want to get right angle positions, feet just shoulder width apart. And we've got a right angle with your hip, knee, and ankle joints, chest up with your back against the wall, holding that nice relaxed position. It won't be long before the burn starts to come in the quads. If you've got serious knee problems and you want to build up that extra strength, we can bring the feet a bit closer, squeeze the inner thighs with a cushion in between. This is going to intensify on the VMO. And this is going to build that knee strength even quicker. I would say build up from 30 seconds. You could add 10 seconds every day if you want to do a 30-day challenge and see how much you can build up to. My best is 5 minutes. That took a month and it was hell, but it was worth it. So for the next one, we need a step. I've got a step here. It could just be one of your steps at home. And when I was training to be a fitness specialist, this is 22 years ago, they was always telling us not to let the knees go over the toes. But the realistic thing is that in life, we have to let our knees pass the toes. So it makes more sense to practice in a controlled way so that when you actually do have the knees going over toes for your everyday activities, you're able to handle that in a way that's easy for you. So we're just on the edge of a step here. Maybe I'll demonstrate from the side. So we come on the edge of the step, one leg out to the front, and then gradually we're just lowering this front foot as the knee passes over the toes gently. And again, we're building that quad strength in the front of the quads there. Nice movement, controlled movements. This one, you could just do 10 each leg, will be totally fine. To build up, you can always add reps as you get more comfortable and build up from there. So when I had my knee problems in the past, these were the most beneficial exercises to me, and it was actually quite surprising because I thought it was all about the top of the thighs, but actually we need to strengthen all around the knee joint as well. So we've got first up, your calf raises. We could do double ones with both feet on the ground, and we lift up on the toes, and then slowly lower. You could do the straight leg version, which is what I'm demonstrating now, going up and down. If you want to intensify it, we go to that bent leg calf raise, lifting up and lowering down with control. If you want one leg behind or one leg lifted, this makes it more intense, but you get more glute activation And if the glutes are stronger, that supports all of the lower leg below. My aim is to do 100 of these 2 to 3 times a week, building up if you're starting off. This is a burny exercise. So we go up against the wall with our back there, feet just maybe a foot length in front. And then from here, simple move, lifting the toes and lowering. And it won't take long before you feel the burn on the lower leg. And when you feel that burn, your aim is to do another 10 to 20 repetitions. If it's too much, you could do single leg exercises instead on these toe raises. There's 4 main stabilizers in the body. We have your shoulder blades, we have your pelvic floor, we have your TVA, which is your internal belt, and we also have the glutes. The glutes are the main stabilizer for the legs. So we need strong glutes that are activated, and that's going to ensure all the leg below has less problems. So we've got these type of moves here, up on the toes with the hand on the wall for support, and it will be out to the sides. We can do side kicks this way. We can do side kicks behind, squeezing the glutes. We can go at diagonal angles. Most importantly is the engagement of the glute. Before you move the leg, squeeze the glute first, and then move the leg from here. We can go forwards as well. And again, it's about building up wherever you're at, starting, adding in reps every day. Every time you perform the moves, make sure you do both legs. And if you want to make it easier, you can always lie on the ground and do the similar moves on the ground as well. Here are some knee strengthening exercises you can do on the ground as well. So the first one is really simple. You're just sitting in an upright position and you're squeezing your thighs and releasing. Squeeze and release. You could do double legs at the same time, or you could do one at a time. And again, we're building up repetitions. Start with 10, see how you feel. If you've got more in the tank, build up and keep going from there. The next level after that is to squeeze, lift and lower. So we make sure you've got that quad engagement, squeeze tight here, lift the leg and lower, and then we can build up the amount of repetitions with those leg lifts. We have the side lying leg lift as well, as I mentioned earlier. So from this position, you can rest with your head on the shoulders. We want to squeeze the glute as you lift, toes pointing up, and then we can really work on that glute engagement as the leg lifts. We can also go from this position, pulling behind, making sure you keep the core stable. And again, it's all about that glute squeeze through each of the movements. Another move we have is going to strengthen the quads, the calf muscles, also the glutes. And you're also at the same time going to be building up some lower back strength and mobility and core engagement as well. So this is the bridge. We've got the feet together, just hip width apart, not too far away from the backside. We squeeze the glutes first, lift the hips high, slow control to lower down. And again, if you want to intensify this, we have a cushion between the thighs, and that's going to make sure you get into the quads, and these are all going to support the knee better to make sure you have less problems, you feel mobile, strong, and able to lift heavier weights in the gym if that's your target too.